Hey guys, I am back. Today I have a video to compare the brightness of all my Neopixel blades. And just for comparison, I have my Ultra Sabers side here to compare for Ultra Sabers LEDs. Or you could even say it's a comparison for Neopixel and InHill LED in the difference of brightness. I know I've shown the difference in brightness in some of my other videos already, but today is just gonna be a little more just about the brightness in comparisons for each different blade brands. Uh, so yeah, so today I have you my LGT Dark Wolf Neopixel blade here, my Ultimate Works Neopixel blade, my Saber Trio Neopixel blade, my Electrum Neopixel blade, and the Neopixel blade I got from AliExpress from a seller named MyBuy. But I'm not sure if I'm not sure what this brand would really fall into. So I just kind of have it as like a general AliExpress because from what I noticed, the saber that I got from AliExpress is sold by a few vendors on AliExpress. So I don't know if they use the same Neopixel blade or not, but yeah. And then of course, last but not least, I have the Ultra Sabers normal blade tube. It's like I'm not sure what it is. I got it with the Dominicide. It's kind of in like not in the best shape, but yeah, it's like a um, mid-grade blade with the rounded top or tip. But yeah. All right. So I'm gonna be comparing them. Mostly the Neopixel blades. I will be comparing them using the Ultimate Works OWP V2 that has the Profi chassis. I'm gonna comparing the Neopixel blades with the WP and my RVJ from the Pox store as well that also has a Profi uh, chassis in it. They'll both be running the same Obi-Wan sound font. It'll be in the same blade color. So it'll be a comparison, it'll be two hilts side by side to be compared with. The only difference later when I get to my Saber Trio blade is I'll be using my Saber Trio Senza with the Saber Trio blade because for some reason my Saber Trio blade, the diameter for it is a lot bigger than my other blades, so it only fits in my Senza. So that's the only thing that it'll be different. Otherwise, this whole video will probably be me using the OWP and the RVJ. And then of course my Electrum here, just to show you that, because this is a little review on their Electrum's blade brightness. But yeah. Alright, so starting out, I have the Ultimate Works Neopixel blade on the left and the LGT on the right. So just starting out, I would just like to tell you guys right from the get-go here that I'm pretty sure you guys probably won't really notice much of a difference in brightness on camera. Even even in person, the difference in Neopixel brightness isn't too much, in my opinion. But this video is pretty much just for visual proof for anybody who would like to see if there is any sort of differences in the brightness or in the blade, just to know what you guys are buying and just to know what will be best for you guys. But yeah, here it goes for the Ultimate Works Neopixel blade.
So presumptuous.
And then here, the LGT Neopixel blade.
So presumptuous.
Alright. So, for me, visually, on camera, honestly, I don't see much of a difference in brightness. But in person, the Ultimate Works seems to be on a lighter side of color, and the LGT blade is on a darker shade of color. They are the same color, the light blue, like a light bluish color, but in person, the LGT does seem a little more darker. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not as bright as the Ultimate Works, but it seems to be just like a darker shade of color. And yeah, and as you guys can see, the tip of the blade of the LGT is not illuminated. That seemed to be one of the main complaints for the LGT blades. And then for the Ultimate Works, it is illuminated. I mean, if you guys would like to see it more. Alright, so now we have the Ultimate Works comparing it to the AliExpress.
So presumptuous.
Alright. Alright, so in the camera, same thing as before. The brightness isn't too much difference, but in person, I don't know. In my opinion, I think the AliExpress is, it's like a lighter shaded color. I don't know if it's brighter or not. Can't really tell, but it does seem to be like a more whiter color or a brighter color than the Ultimate Works. And then for this one, for the AliExpress, it does illuminate to the tip, and the tip is a little more coned in a sharp way compared to the Ultimate Works, with the more rounded tip. But yeah. Alright, so now we have the Ultimate Works comparing it to the Electrum. Alright. So on camera, just like previously, I really don't see too much of a difference in brightness. But in person,
Missed me.
The Electrum seems to be the Electrum is kind of like sanded down. Like if you guys don't notice, the blade for the Ultimate Works is a little more like glossed with no sand, while with not being sanded, and with the Electrum it looks a little more matte with it because it seems to be sanded. So that does give it a little different appearance with when it's illuminated, and you could tell that difference. I just don't know how to describe it. It looks kind of more to me it looks like I can't really describe it, but I don't know. It looks different than the Ultimate Works. But in terms of brightness in person, in a way, the Electrum does look like a darker shade of color. But in terms of brightness, I don't think there's much of a difference. And then, of course, the tips. Very much similar to me, but the Electrum does illuminate better. Well, it looks better illuminated compared to the Ultimate Works. Yeah. Alright, so last but not least, for Neopixel blades, I have the Ultimate Works and the Saber Trio Neopixel blades.
So presumptuous. You can't win.
Alright. So on camera, brightness, just like the other Neopixel blades, aren't too different, in my opinion. But in person, just like the Electrum, the Senza, the Saber Trio blade is kind of sanded down, and it gives that look, that same similar look as the Electrum. But the brightness is similar to the Electrum, I would say. It has that darker shade of color, just like the Electrum. For me, one of my complaints with my Saber Trio is that there is a little dim ring right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but according to Saber Trio, they use 2 LED strings, and then it connects to another. So basically, there's 2 LED strings, one here and one there, and then they connect here. And because of where they connect, it creates that little dim spot. Looking at it right here, visually in person, I do not notice it. But if I look at it at an angle like this, I do see it. Even on camera, I see it. But yeah, as in terms of tip illumination, the Saber Trio has a more rounded tip, but it does illuminate better than the Ultimate Works, or at least it looks better. It looks more clean in the Ultimate Works, because you can see where the tip connects to the blade tube on the Ultimate Works more visually than the Saber Trio. Last but not least, we have the Ultimate Works Neopixel with the Ultra Sabers LED. And of course, the Ultra Sabers is extremely big, so I had to kind of change the visual a little bit. But here we go.
Let the negotiations begin.
All right. So on camera right away, this applies to all in-house LED setups. The brightness of the blade on camera is a lot more brighter towards closer to the LED, and then it fades off towards the end of the blade. And visually on camera, that isn't too appealing compared to the Neopixel blade that maintains the brightness throughout the entire blade. But yeah, for in-person visually, you do notice that difference as well. You do notice it being more bright towards the bottom here, and then it eventually starts to fade towards the end of the tip here. And then, of course, blade tip illumination. You can already tell that there's pretty much little light, little brightness left on the Ultra Sabers or for the in-house LED setup. So of course, if for anybody who would like to see it visually on camera. But yeah, that is the Ultimate Works Neopixel blade compared to the Ultra Sabers in-house LED. Alright, so now we are finished doing the comparison for the Ultimate Works blade, comparing it to all the other blades here. So now I would like to show you guys all the blades illuminated together, just to show you guys. And of course, we have the LGT, the Ultimate Works, the AliExpress, the Ultra Sabers, Saber Trio, and Electrum. Note that some of these have different configurations, different colors. The colors are not exactly the same, but I tried to do the best I can, because some of these use different soundboards and different settings. So yeah. So starting out, we have the Asteria with the LGT.
Moved. Let the negotiations begin.
Then we have the OWP from the Ultimate Works with the Ultimate Works blade. And then we have the AliExpress Graflex with the AliExpress blade. Alright, and then we have the Ultra Sabers. And then we have the Saber Trio Senza.
Goodness, you're not one to trifle with, are you? I have a bad feeling about this.
And then we have the Electrum Sabercraft Remnant. And there we go. They're all in kind of an icy blue color. And this is how they all look side by side. But yeah, thanks for watching. and see you guys on the next video.